Hi, I'm Mark at the Caravan Place, and today I'm going to show you how to use and set up the Lunar Venus 590. So, starting at the front on the Lunar Venus 590, we've got the Alco Hitch, we've got the 13-pin electrics. So you'll need to make sure your vehicle is set up for 13-pin electrics. This particular one, we've set it up on propane, and it's got the hand wheel, so you don't need any spanners. It's just literally tighten this up by hand. It's reverse thread, and then once that's connected, just turn our gas on. There is room for 2 bottles in there, and again, you just need to strap those in when you're going to travel. Plenty of extra storage space to the sides as well. Coming round to the offside, first of all, we've got the Truma boiler vent. So that's the heating and hot water vent if you're using it on gas. So there's nothing to do on there. Water pump. So we've got the Truma pistol grip water housing. This literally plugs into the side, as so. There's a little blue catch just underneath there that just clips in, just to hold that in place. The other side one is room for an external shower. So you can get an external shower fitting for these, and then plumb that inside with a little connector, and then it comes with an external pipe. The blue bit at the top is for an actual water filter, so if you do use the water for drinking, you can put the Truma water filters in there. It's just literally unscrew the blue cap, remove the old filter, put a new filter in, and then tighten that up. The little dates is literally, you just set this then for when it is that you've replaced it, so 3rd week of March, and that will just tell you then when you last put a new water filter in there. Next along, we've got the battery compartment, so room for roughly 110 amp leisure battery, and then our mains electric just literally plugs straight in at the side. All of our wastewater outlets are just behind the wheel, the tyre, so your shower, all of your sink waste, they're going to come out of here. Cassette toilet, top one is our flush water, so your water and pink chemical is going to go at the top, and then the actual cassette is just below. I'll just open that up. So slightly different to what you've probably seen before, exactly the same though, little blue handle, this pulls out, and then it's basically the same but just below as the standard cassette toilets. Again, empties exactly the same as a normal cassette toilet. We've got the awning light just above the door, and then moving in just above the door as we come inside, we've got the main control panel. We've got our power button, we've got our awning light. This will just signify that we've got our electric from the 12 volt from the leisure battery and give us the voltage. If we've got our vehicle connected and running, we could then press our vehicle and that would tell us what we've got coming off the car if we've got all 13 pins connected. Internal lights, so that will put all your internal lights in, and then our water pump on and off. Now before we put the water pump on, a couple of things that we'll just need to do. Underneath of our right seat is where our actual water heater and boiler, our water heater and boiler is. So we've got the little drain off valve, the yellow valve. Now if you've not used the van for a while, or it's been winter and you've drained the Caravan down, that little yellow switch will be in the upright position. So to drain the Caravan down, it's pop that into the upright position, open all of the taps, and that will drain the system down. So when we come back in, we just need to make sure that that is in the down position as it is now. Once that's closed, we can then put our water pump on, and we know that we're not just going to empty the Caravan water straight outside. Underneath of this seat also, we've got the key switch for the motor mover on this one. This isn't a standard fit, so not all of them are going to have the motor mover and that key switch fitted there, but on this one that's where it is. And then we've also got our main power supply unit here. So our top buttons, that's the black one, is our main shutdown, so that will shut all of the 12-volt power down. We've then got our water heater and heating button, so that will put the power through to our heating system. And in a minute when I show you the control dial, you'll see a little plug symbol. Now if that was off, you wouldn't get the little plug symbol, but when that's on, that will then put the power through to the control panel and the heating system. Next along we've got our charger unit, so if we've not got a battery on or we want to charge the battery and we're plugged into 230 volt, we just need to make sure that that's in the on position. All of our little individual fuses, and again it tells us what the individual fuses are, and then our main breakers, our 230 volt breakers if we ever trip out on electric. So back above the door now, we can now put our water pump on, and that switch then just puts our power through, and then as we turn our tap on, that will then put our water pump on outside and get the water coming through. So I had to just nip outside and just give the pump a little wiggle. It just was not making a full connection, and you can see the difference on the water now, that we've got a good flow of water and the actual pump's kicked in. Now if we had drained the Caravan down previously, we're not going to get the water coming out straight away like we are now. It's going to do quite a lot of coughing and spluttering and take a good 5 minutes to actually fill the system up with water, and then get all of the air out and stop it coughing and spluttering as though it was doing that sort of a thing. And then once we've got a nice steady flow of water, we know that that water tank is full of water. We'll drain it then through, or pull the water through on the bathroom tap and on the shower, just to get all the air out of the system, and then the system is ready to use for our hot water, etc. So that's how we get the water through. On the gas side, again, we need to get the gas through the system. If we haven't had a gas bottle connected, or we've not used it for a while, there might be a bit of air in the system, so again we just need to literally get the gas through. Easiest way is on our hobs, because we can physically hear the gas and we can see it. We've got a little igniter on the oven there that I just had to press in, and that will then light these up. I'll light all three up, and again that just gets the gas through the system a little bit quicker. So when I come to light up the fridge, the heating on gas, it's all just going to light up a little bit quicker and a little bit easier. Down below we've got the combined grill and oven. Now we go over to the right hand side for the grill, and then for the oven we just come over to the left hand side, and that will then light our oven up. And again back into the middle for off. Next along we've got our fridge. So again, sort of as I said, our fridge and heating system, because we've got the gas through most of the system now, it should light up a little bit easier. If we're going to use the fridge on electric, we'd literally just pop the symbol onto the plug symbol. If we were towing and we wanted the fridge to keep cool from the car, we'd put it onto battery, and then for the gas we pop it onto the gas. Over on our thermo, or our thermostat setting, we can adjust that, and that will work on the gas and electric. But to light the gas we actually have to hold that in and hit the igniter at the same time. And then over on this left hand side we've got a little indicator, so the little red line then will come up into the green. So if I literally hold that in, hit the igniter, and then once that's lit, you'll see that the little red light, the little red line comes up into the green, and then we need to keep that held in for about 30 seconds, 40 seconds, just to get it lit properly. Just make sure that the thermocouple lights up and gets warm and sends the signal through. And then as we release the button, we just need to make sure that that then stays up into the green, basically, and that tells us then that that fridge is working on the gas, and that's all lit up and doing what it should be doing. Again, as I say, we can control how cold the fridge is with our dial there, and that will work on the gas and electric. Back at the top, and that turns that one off. We've then got the microwave. Now this has got an eco power button, so you'll notice at the moment we've got no display on there. To wake that up, we press our eco button, and then we can just use that as normal. We've got our start, 30-second, stop, clear, and then our different programs. Always just make sure that when we come to travel that our microwave plate has been removed, so I'll pop that out now, and then that's not going to come out and cause any damage as we're going along. We've got our different lighting around the caravan, and again we've got different switches, light switches. We've got a couple of little alcove lights just in there, which the switches are actually just one switch just over on that side, and that puts both of those on. The main top lights have got their own individual switches, and then we've got little buttons on those ones. Towards the back, again we've got a light above the top. We've got the bunk bed lighting. Again, they've got little switches on just underneath. Same on this one. And then just towards the back, exactly the same. And then in the bathroom, we've got a little switch on the actual light itself, but to make that work we need to make sure that the pull cord is on. While we're in here, we've got the cassette toilet. Now to flush the cassette toilet, it's literally just push that one through. We've got a little indicator down the bottom that tells us when it's full, so it'll go from green to red. And then to actually let everything through, we pop the grey handle towards the back of the caravan and then back towards the front, and that will close it back off again. Now that we've got all of the water through the system, we've got all the gas through the system, we can then go ahead and pop our heating system on, and this will do the hot water and the heating. Now the little plug symbol that I was talking about earlier with the little orange switch under the seat is that one there. So if we've not got that little plug symbol on, just underneath that right hand seat you'll have the little orange switch in the off position, so just go and pop that one on. To wake the system up, we just press our middle wheel. Now the first one that comes up is our heating, internal heating, so we click that again, and then we can set the thermometer or the thermostat to where we want that to. One more click and that will set it. Next along we've got our hot water, so we've got three settings on this. We've got off, we've got eco, we've got hot, and then there is a boost. So the boost is going to boost the hot water for about 30 minutes, and that will then run the system, or pretty much all the power through to that water heater and just heat your water up quicker. Hot, which is the one that I've just put it onto, that's really what you're going to use 99% of the time, and that will just work normal. And then you've also got the eco setting, which is a low power setting, so it's not going to heat up as quickly and probably not quite as hot on the hot water, but if you went to a low power ampage site, then that might come in handy. Next along we've got the bottle and the electric symbol, and then we've got electric 2, so electric high setting, electric 1, so electric low setting, a mix of gas and electric on the high, a mix of gas and electric on the low, and then just gas. So I'll just pop that back onto gas, and then again, it's once you've selected what it is, just click it in and that will select it. Next along we've got the fan. So once we've got our heating system on, we can have the fan on either eco, high or boost, and that will then just put the blown air heating on the different settings that you want. You might, through the night, if you want the heating on, you might just want to put it on eco so it's not making too much of a noise. But if it's really cold in the day and you want it to warm up a bit quicker, you might put it onto the boost. There is also another little setting. If I just turn everything off, so I'll turn our heating system off, I'll turn our hot water back off, and now as I come along to the fan setting, when we've got no heating or hot water on, we can press our fan setting and then you'll see that it says off, and then we've also got vent. Now if we press vent, we can go from 1 to 10. Now that will just put the fan on and blow cool air around the Caravan just in a cool setting without any heating or hot water on. So on a hot day we can just use that just to try and cool the van down a little bit, and then if we don't want it on, we just come back to it and turn that into the off position. Hopefully I've run through pretty much all the setup and how to use the Lunar Venus 590. If you do have any problems, just let us know, but hopefully that will get you up and running and used to everything works. Thanks, I'm Mark at the Caravan Place.